everyone, and welcome to the 1.5 update video for Circular, our polyphonic sequencer instrument. Since the initial release, we've listened to your feedback and added many of your ideas to this update. But first, let's talk about the new sounds. We've added even more snapshots to the instrument. There are now over 300 presets to inspire you and help you get started. You can find all the new ones right in the browser. Just select the New in 1.5 tag. Every category got some fresh additions, from full scenes that work great as idea starters, to rhythmic sequences you can drop straight into your existing arrangements, all the way to evolving atmospheres and layered sounds that don't use any obvious sequencing at all. You're already hearing one of the new sounds in the background, so let's take a closer look. This snapshot is built from 3 layers. Layer A in red provides the main guitar harmonic sound. Layer B in yellow adds a simple noise snare. And layer C in green brings in a glassy percussive sound in a 3-step loop, which creates that nice polyrhythmic feel. The whole dynamics of this snapshot is controlled via polyphonic aftertouch. Down in the modulation bar, you can actually see the pressure data for each key in real time as you play. Let's give it a listen. This snapshot uses the layer node input filter to control how each layer is triggered. Layer A plays all the held notes, while layers B and C are triggered only by the lowest note. That's why you'll see 3 colored squares on the lowest note, while the other keys only show the red indicator for layer A. Aftertouch also controls that interesting granular cloud tail you are hearing in the background. If you'd like to see a more in-depth video on how to set this up in Circular, let us know in the comments below. Let's try another sound from the 1.5 update. This one is from the scene category. It's a great starting point for a movie scene or any kind of scoring project where a darker character or atmosphere fits. Note how Circular follows my note and expression input as I play it live. It's great for sketching out the mood and chords fast, and then you can layer new elements or replace parts as the track evolves. Okay, let's move on to one of the new features. We've added a quick tour that pops up the first time you launch the instrument. It's a short walkthrough that covers the basics of Circular and shares a few tips for playing it. One of the biggest changes in this update is the option to replace polyphonic aftertouch with a simple expression knob. So if you don't want to use an aftertouch keyboard, you can enable this option here or on the settings page. You will get an extra expression knob in the macro section, which you can use to control expression directly or assign it to any MIDI controller you like. We've also added help info to many parts of the interface. It shows up at the bottom whenever you hover over an element, and it mentions available modifiers to help speed up your workflow. In the quick tour, you will find detailed information about the layer color coding and the modulation bar. All of these elements, like the layer voice assignments, are fully interactive, so you can get a feel for how they change the instrument's behavior in context. You will also find a clear explanation on the scaling function at the top. With the update, you can play any chord you like, regardless of the selected scale, and Circular will follow along. The menu setting is only used to find the matching diatonic transposition when the notes you're holding don't provide enough musical context. Here is a quick example. I'm playing a simple A minor chord, while C major is selected as the scale. When I modulate to F minor, which isn't naturally in C major, Circular still follows correctly because it gets all the information it needs from the notes I'm holding. My playing has priority over the selected scale. Another big change in this update is the undo system, which you will find at the top right of the interface. Basically, every change you make to the audio engine can be undone. For example, if I tweak some accents in layer A or create a different rhythm in layer B, I can undo those steps. It works exactly like you're used to in other applications. Even if a single action changes multiple parameters, like creating a ramp for the velocities, it counts as one action and I can undo it with a single click. This gives you more freedom when randomizing your sequences, since you can always step back. In the sound section of the sequencer page, you now get clear visual feedback whenever Edit All Steps mode is active. All parameters affected by Edit All Steps are outlined in their layer color, making it easy to see when a change affects every step. Another new feature in version 1.5 is the global tempo section on the settings page. If your host tempo differs significantly from the original tempo, you can quickly halve or double it to better match your track's feel. Here is an example where the host tempo is quicker than the feel of the sequence. And now, with halftime enabled, the entire snapshot plays at half speed. All sync parameters such as delay time and LFO speeds are automatically adjusted. We also improved Circular's performance. In some hosts, smoothing MIDI controller data created additional event traffic, which could lead to CPU spikes on heavy snapshots. Now, everything runs smoothly, giving you plenty of CPU headroom. I hope you enjoyed the new sounds and all the changes we made. Please check out our other videos on Circular on our channel for more info. Thanks so much for watching.